So I've got plans on an iPad that I'll bring in shortly, but we're going to go through the electrical together. So this is how I do a design, and this is how I'd look at it from my point of view. It'd be really interesting to see what James comes up with afterwards, but this is what I'm thinking. We'll go through like PowerPoint placement. We'll go through where I'm thinking about data as well and access. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's have a look. So we've got some plans here. So this is our original footprint of the house. And this is what we're going to propose. So what I look at here is we've got a bedroom with some robes. So instantly PowerPoint there, PowerPoint there, PowerPoint here. Let's just go to. So like, for example, PowerPoint here, PowerPoint here, PowerPoint there. And that's how we do that. With downlights, we've got a robe here. So normally do like a twin spot there. Probably have some art on this wall. So we'll probably put some twins here. And then we'd probably go for like bedside. So like one there, one there. These ones here for yeah, depends. I mean, you can do these ones here or not. But yeah, nice and close to the wall. Anyway, next one, same deal. So going here, 1, 2, 1, 2. Leave that. Like I'd probably look at some sort of wall washer for that part there. Some sort of wall washer for this part here. This one would just be a downlight there. This is the older part of our building. So wall washer there. This is the old part of the building, so I want to try and keep a bit more traditional out the front. So this lounge slash master space that will eventually have a master bed, I'd probably consider doing, PowerPoint there, PowerPoint there. So, if you wanted that bed there, that'd be fine, because this door can shut. Then I'd look at this will have a TV unit here, so there'll be some power there, but I'd probably be doing power in this corner. I probably wouldn't bother about this corner. And then I'm gonna do one big central light in this room here. As for the bathroom, probably some twins over over the bathtub there. Now this skylight will probably end up over here, just so sort of spreads light to the shower and bath. I always like going face lighting, but it's going to be a bit tricky on these ones because like you can spend some money on those things. So yeah, I'm just probably going to push that one right to the wall to give you a good spread. Never ever do we put a light around that toilet area. Big no. You never want to see what you're putting in that toilet, so we never put anything there. This third bedroom, again, some lights for some art there. We'll do probably some downlights like that sort of arrangement. Robes, we want heaps of lighting, so two pairs there. This powder room and shower space is going to be pretty cool. Now you probably see those two skylights there. That will probably end up being more center to there, and I'm going to try and push this one up against the wall to give us a bit more effect. So what we're going to do is have some LED strip here that'll wash down that wall, and then we're going to have a super dramatic, it's called a Superior 60, but super dramatic 10mm aperture to give you a really dramatic in this room You would have seen in the last episode that we're looking at making this whole room red. So that's why I want to go pretty dark in there. Again, another wall washer here, so take up that. This workspace, probably some lighting over the bench, nothing psycho. Maybe something wall wash for art piece. Not sure about that one, so we'll just put a question mark there. Now, family rooms are always really hard. So space like this, TV sort of centered there. We're probably going to have some cushions on here to sit on. The orientation Sav's drawn here is probably not 100% correct, because I'm thinking at the moment sort of 2 chairs here and then some sort of couch there, maybe another couch here. So, and then your dining table in the middle. So what I'm thinking is you probably do like a sort of double setup here, and another double over here, and then I'd probably do maybe 2 sets of doubles over here like that. We've got a PowerPoint here. That'll be for the subwoofer, as we're using some really cool Crick stuff. If anyone's in the theatre world, Cricks is sort of the head of forefront, so to speak, of the Australian industry, and they're actually made in Adelaide. So been fortunate enough to work with them on a few jobs, so I've seen what they can do. So they've just released a soundbar, so we're going to use a soundbar under our TV, and it just keeps like that home theatre experience, but you're still getting the architectural feel of the home, especially in this area. So probably just got a PowerPoint there for a subwoofer, obviously power and stuff under our joinery for our TV. But in general, don't really need much more than that. We might, this wall here sort of might come out a bit more, and these steps might come around the corner a bit. So, we might have a lamp or something here as well. So that PowerPoint will feed that as well. I have no idea how we do this meals and sort of kitchen area. At the moment, I'm thinking two downlights, just sort of focus on our massive, beautiful stone. Probably push in some lighting over the, there's a bar here that's not drawn, but just pushing like bench downlights in positions where we sort of need them. And then here, this meals area is a big question mark. So let's just put a question mark there for James. There's no overheads in our kitchen at all. So no, we won't be doing any LED strip there. So we'll be doing LED strip in the pantry, and in the mudroom there. We'll probably do like a row of 6 in the pantry. Probably utilize another wall washer on this wall here, and then probably another 6 here. Another probably 4 in here, and then this is now a wine room. So this is a bit of joinery like that, with a walk-in wine cellar. So this will have probably one downlight in the middle, and then a whole heap of LED strip in the racking. In terms of outdoor lighting, there's a million ways to do things, but my favorite, so I'll do some like wall lights here, probably in these courtyards. We've got a big tree sort of going in here. We've got another big tree that's sort of sitting here as well. So we'll light this point with a couple of lights in the garden. We'll light this tree up as well. We'll light this tree up as well. Probably do some like under deck LED strip around the whole perimeter to sort of make the deck glow. We got this beautiful tree here, and this is one of the main reasons why we bought the house. So this will have probably 4 massive 30 watt LED floodlights to point upwards. This is our driveway. We'll probably have some like steppers and stuff coming down, and then steppers coming from here, because we've got some big garden beds with trees and stuff here. So we probably have sort of path lighting that shoots like out towards the path, and then maybe something on this boundary, as in like down here. But again, I like to have big like pops of light in a garden. I don't love it when it's just like glowing. We need to talk about the second story. So stairs, I'm not a huge fan of stair lights. I feel like sometimes they're overdone, and like architecturally they're not beautiful. I really like when lighting's integrated in a way where you can't see it. So looking at this, I'm thinking LED strip up against on the second story, sort of washing down the wall. That'll give us both lighting on the stairs and then through the void, because it's all white. That's a circle skyline. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Again, simple here. So like just some 2 pairs there. Again, probably some power here. Maybe some power here as well. In terms of the master, that is a very good question. I'd probably want to get pretty nice with this. Maybe two lights there. Maybe a light here somewhere. Maybe a light there. Don't like lighting the bed. We normally have like wall lights on the bed sides. This is where I'd use the 2 times USB-C 35 watt for the bed sides. So Zeta have a new product out, which is pretty cool. It's a double USB-C, so no power points. It's only just 2 USBs. So it means you got 35 watts. So you can charge pretty much anything. You can even charge your laptop on your bedside table. So without having a massive battery pack sitting there. So big advantage, super clean, super architectural. So we're gonna try and integrate some joinery into this bed head and have some floating stuff for the joinery. So wanted to try and nail that and really make it minimal on that bed head. So yeah, Zeta really good at that. Probably have some LED strip all through the robe. Again, it's a robe, so just go nuts with lighting. On suites and showers, especially with showers against the wall, I always do an LED strip up against the wall. Lots of light, not impactful. You're not getting light like over shower heads and getting shadowing and stuff. You do need to know if you're dirty. Again, 2 downlights over the sink, some over the bath. We're not lighting this area. Probably put a nib wall, I reckon, somewhere there. And what we'll do is we'll do a low-lying wall light next to the toilet as a bit of a night light. So this is where we have our sensor for our automation. So what happens is humidity turns on, turns our fan on in the shower. And then what happens is I can use that same sensor to activate the wall light. And we get this beautiful ambiance when you need to go to the toilet in the middle of the night, which is really cool. So yeah, again, probably some PowerPoints here, probably PowerPoint here. Got some PowerPoints probably on the bench in the robe. Don't know, probably have a wall light here, so I probably wouldn't go with the PowerPoint in between the 2 sinks. I'd probably run like multiple PowerPoints in the drawers and multiple in the overheads. Yeah, I that's pretty much how I'd be setting everything up. Yeah, I mean, people probably would be pretty concerned about this because like on paper, there's not a lot of lighting. You know, there's four downlights per bedroom, but they're spread. They're not evenly spaced within a room. And a lot of people will probably think, oh, wow, it's not symmetrical on the ceiling and things like that. Lighting doesn't need to be symmetrical on the ceiling. It's all about the purpose of the light. So if it's in the right spot and it's making the impact that you need, it doesn't matter where it's placed on the ceiling. We don't walk into people's houses and look at the ceilings. So that's a big thing, and you'll see this through the build that it doesn't look as scary as it is. I guess something that I also haven't sort of spoken about is data. So data is a big thing. We use Cat6a just because it's sort of future-proofs the next generation of cabling. So it's also shielded, so it has some really good advantages on speed. We're starting to get higher speeds in the domestic area. I believe 2 gigabit is not too far away. So, you know, we're starting to push our Cat6. So just having that peace of mind with the more solid cable is pretty important. So what we're doing here is we're looking at running VoIP phones through the house as a bit of an intercom system. So I'd probably be putting data points sort of next to some of these, let me change my color. Some of these power points in the bedrooms, like just plonking them wherever. And that'll give us intercom between Audrey and ourselves upstairs if we need it. I'd also be probably doing a couple in where the manhole is, so we can run like network switches and stuff if need be, if we don't have enough. So I'd probably be looking at having an access point in this area that'll do like this whole space. That hub would probably then do like an intercom back to here, and then have some door control in this little central point in the roof there. We'll probably have another data point there. We'd probably go crazy, probably put one behind every computer in the office. Our main hub, definitely under the stairs as a real good central point. So that'll all come back to that. We're also going to have some door controls here as well. So that'll sort that out. And that'll go back to the central point and get controlled. This is probably where our KNX backbone will sit as well. Again, we'll probably have some data out here. And then I'd probably run one AP there from under the stairs, one from here, and then I'll do one upstairs, because we've found that Wi-Fi works really well from high to low. So the higher that we put an access point, the further it will spread. It's almost like a rain cloud. So what we're looking at is using that upstairs. Yeah, and that's a pretty cool point. When we do our air cons, we'll talk about air cons now. So again, I'm actually not qualified in air cons. I've just done a lot of projects with air cons. Work with Stewie. Stewie's great air conditioning mechanic, and I mean, he can vouch for a lot of what I'm about to say because he's taught most of it to me. But thinking 3 units, so we're thinking a 14 kilowatt for this space here. So this will do that there. So that whole background floor area, especially in summer when we're getting the northern light in and that heat, we were able to control it. This southern side is going to be a 10 kilowatt at the front. So that's a 10 kilowatt there, 14 kilowatt there. And then the upstairs we'll probably just do a 7 kilowatt and run it independently. So they're all thermostatically controlled. There's no baffle boxes. It's all just individual units. And having 3 units, it sounds like it would be more expensive, but the outlay of the units is probably a little bit dearer in terms of, like, instead of having like a big 21 kilowatt 3-phase unit, you know, we've got a 7 kilowatt single phase, 10 kilowatt single phase, and then a 14 kilowatt 3-phase. So we're able to sort of balance loads a bit. And then we're able to, I mean, the 3-phase, but we're sort of able to control it. So in winter, you know, the front of the house will probably run a lot more than the back of the house just because of the south facing aspect. Upstairs probably wouldn't even run it at all because a lot of that heat would rise through the void into the upstairs space. So maybe only just utilizing the fan. Where if you had a 21 kilowatt, it'd just be running the whole house all the time. So you'd have these spaces where it's like upstairs would just be cooking. Even if you did baffle it down, you're still pushing the air elsewhere. So it's it's just running more effectively when you've got those 3 units. So yeah, it's a good compromise when it comes to price. On this project, we're doing a 10 kilowatt solar system on the roof. Haven't quite worked out if we're gonna do like a microinverter system or if we're gonna go a single inverter. Microinverter systems are probably my preference, just because you've got like a 240 or a 415 going straight to the roof, so the regulations are a lot more stable, I guess. AC powered regulations are donkey's years old. AC always changes and always is hard to keep up with. So, you know, you might have something up on the roof there, and then in 20 years time when you need to replace it, your cables that are existing won't be compliant. So something with a microinverted system, especially on this flat roof, will give us a real advantage moving forward. Also, N-phases systems are pretty damn good in terms of reliability. You can swap out modules on the fly. They've got a new system that's just come out that's got an amazing controller. So yeah, it's just all about sort of utilizing that stuff and getting the amount of tech that we need. So my goal with the automation is to control the house in a way where I'm not really controlling it. So with the automation, what I want to be able to do is, and again, this is proof of concept. I've actually never had a client come to me and come to me with this idea. It's actually been an idea that I've wanted to try. So what I want to do is have the batteries and the solar create a grid, so to speak, and then instead of sending it back out onto the grid, I want to be able to use it. So I want to be able to write programs based on the power that we're either consuming or producing. So say for example, we're producing solar on the roof, then Corinne's come home, she's got the car, the EV in the garage. What's happening is, okay, sun's making power, start charging the EV. Okay, that's humming along, we've got even more power. All right, let's start heating up the hot water service. After the hot water service is done, let's start looking at other things, going, okay, what's the temperature upstairs? And go, all right, well, it's too hot upstairs, let's lower the blinds. Does that change the heat? No, it didn't. All right, let's start adding in air conditioning. And then after that, you know, downstairs, how's that going? Do we need the aircon on? Do we need the heater on? Stuff like that. So it's more of a, you're not having to maintain the house, it's just maintaining it for you. So just utilizing that power and not giving it away for essentially free nowadays. So yeah, that's essentially my design in a nutshell. I'd love to hear what people's thoughts about, and smash me in the comments. I don't mind. I'd love to get the conversation started on, you know, do you think I've done anything wrong? Is there things that you'd like to see in the house that I haven't considered? Yeah, I mean, this is something that we do on the daily, and you know, this is I've literally just designed it for the first time on here, so it's on the fly. So feel free to roast me. I can take the comments. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. I've got some really good ideas on some of the automation that I want to sort of implement, and yeah, love the feedback. So hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed this video, head over to our YouTube, Beyond the Materials, and like us for a follow.
Oh my